but I'm not saying everyone. So the three places where we want to buy in an uptrend is either the support area or is around the lower trend line. Third one must be a swing point. Now, a swing point in an uptrend, I said, is the resistance that became a support. So anytime you're buying, check out that area where you're buying. Don't just go into the market because you saw buy candles. You know, some people like myself, I use color blue for my buy candles. You just see one, two buy candles, and you're like, oh, the market is buying. You jump in. That's a totally wrong way to trade. Where you are jumping in, always confirm, is this place a support area? Meaning, as buying move started from here in the past. That's number one. Number two, check, was it a previous resistance in the past that now became support? If it meets, then you're likely to be right. Or is this a lower trend line? That's for an uptrend. But in a downtrend, three places where you want to sell. The number one place is going to be a resistance. Number two, is this place I'm selling, is it a previous support that became a resistance? Always ask yourself those questions before you press a buy or sell button. Trust me, it will help you reduce your loss, right? I don't just jump in based on emotions. I want to see that anywhere I'm buying fulfills any of those conditions. Are we together? And then the third place I want to sell in a downtrend must have been around the upper trend line. Okay, so let's proceed. Today, our major focus is going to be on how to enter for a trade. Now people know those three places, but the challenge now is, okay, how do I enter this market to buy or sell? So the first case study we're going to be using is an uptrend. So everybody write this down. How to enter the subtopic now. How to enter a trade on an uptrend. How to enter or join the buy move on an uptrend. How to join the buy move on an uptrend. Number one, go to the daily time frame, at least the daily time frame. Daily time frame. Go to at least the daily time frame. Comma. Once it's confirmed is an uptrend, meaning if you're looking at an uptrend on that daily time frame, the market is trending up. Once it's confirmed is an uptrend, comma, look for the last major resistance that became support. Look for the last major resistance that became support. Look for the last major resistance that became support. In bracket, in front of that, inside the bracket, put most likely the market has not retested. Most likely the market has not retested. Close the bracket. Full stop. Why did I ask you that you should put that in the bracket? Because sometimes that last one, the market might have retested it once and it's still coming back again to do a second time retest. But at other times, it might have just broken it and is yet to retest. So that particular zone is where you're going to wait for on daily. Remember I said start from daily, right? Now, number 2 points. Once you've identified that resistance on a daily time frame that became support, comma, Once you've identified, Mr. Chidi, are you writing? Hey, good. Once you've identified that daily area that became a support, change to H4. And convert your timing to H4. Change your chart to an H4 chart. Change your chart to an H4 chart, and wait for a confirmation candle. Wait for a confirmation candle that tells you to buy. In that same zone you saw on daily. Wait for a confirmation candle on H4 that tells you to buy at that same zone you saw on daily. Full stop. Explain now. Are we all together?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go on and explain that now. First, everybody look at this chart. Do you think we have an uptrend or a downtrend? I'm on a daily time frame right now. Do you think we have an uptrend or a downtrend?
Uptrend.
Okay, good. So based on what I just told you, on that uptrend, look for the last major resistance that became support. Now, I've marked out at least 4 zones. Who can tell me which was the last one that the market broke that became a support? Where was the last resistance? Use the price that is numbered to mark.
1.07.
1.07490.
Good. That's the zone, right? So that is where I would have waited to buy. This buy started yesterday. I know some of you, I think Arinze and Mr. Oye sent me this chart even before this buy started, and they actually marked out that area as a buy zone. So if I'd seen that on daily, as long as it's marked, like I mark out that zone, what I would do next, I won't be waiting on daily for a candle to close there. No. What you just wrote says you will now go to H4. Can you see the same zone on H4? That is that same zone. I would be waiting to see a candle that tells me buy. So I can now drag my trend line on H4 if I want. Do you get? Sometimes your H4 trend line would align, and sometimes it might not align with what you have on daily. But the cocoa is that's the zone. Look at this zone. You see the trend line I dragged on H4 now. How did I drag that trend line? Some of you, I've told you, once you mark out a zone, connect, because you're looking at an uptrend, the zones I marked out, I'll connect a trend line under the buys that started from that zone. That's how you mark out. So look at, let me pick an arrow now to highlight. This is what I did. The buy started from this zone I marked. So trend line once, see this same zone. Yeah, dragging the trend line up. This doji that is sitting on the trend line was where that buy started from. Can you see the next buy? So it touched this line. This would have been an area where we buy. Remember the 3 places we buy in an uptrend. We just confirmed that before starting. Is it not? You buy at support or around the lower trend line. Is it not? Or what again? Around the previous resistance that became support. So all of this place was still part of the zone. Can you see? This was the area I was waiting to buy. So when the market came into that zone, it touched the trend line. I would have entered the moment I saw a confirmation candle. So because Mr. Judy, I've not taught you about confirmation candle. You don't worry. We'll get there. Do you understand? But the point is, you look for the last resistance, major resistance you saw on a daily time frame that the market broke. That's the zone you wait to join when the market comes into that zone. But a little bit advanced student on this class, Arinze, I think I had Lawyer Kuli's voice, and Benedicta. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, just understand.
Okay, so that was when, not you. Now, this is a mistake a lot of you do. I'll see people telling me that they are waiting for this to break and retest. Like right now, this market is at a resistance. Is it not? I always hear this, and each time I hear that statement, it gets me pissed off. You don't know the day this one will break. You are not to wait for what has not happened. Market is based on what has happened in the past. So before you wait for this one, always look for the one that the market has broken before. If you look at where this buy started from, it's simple. This was where your confirmation candle was. Can you see? Even though it touched the trend line, there was a zone here. This was the previous resistance that later became support. It broke and market retested till it range, touched the trend line and gathered momentum and started going up. So your duty is not to wait for what will happen. Your duty is to take decisions based on what has already happened. Am I making sense? So
Yes.
please don't come back and tell me market is that, so I want to break. When it break, I'll join the test. It's a lie. When it break again, you'll still be waiting for the another one that will break. Your own is always look for one that has broken before. Trust me, if you follow the rule of buying at retest, you buying at support, you would always find an entry. Like this now, you missed the beginning of this buy if you did not join when it came on this trend line. If you want to join this buy at this, it's simple. Look again. There is a small resistance here. Who can see it? Market broke out of here. So if you want to join again, just wait for a retest around here. There is another small resistance there. Can you see it? Always look to the left. Are you seeing now? This place I put this line in the past was what? A resistance, resistance, resistance. So this is where I will join if I've missed the whole beginning. Not that I'll be waiting for this one to break. Am I making sense, everybody?
Yes.
So the rule is, anytime you want to trade a trending market, go to your daily chart first of all. Look at the trend, uptrend, good. What I'm looking for is, where is the last major resistance that became a support? And coincidentally, that is also where the market, a trend line is a lower trend line. Remember, we buy at lower trend line. Like this now, this particular market, if you look at it very well, if you have marked out the zones, you will see that this daily area also collided with that daily trend. We've seen it. This zone we marked was also touching this lower trend line. This trend line, can you see the buy hit it once, went up. Another time again, market hit this daily trend and went up. Then it started selling, coming into the same daily trend area. And that place it came to also was also a previous resistance that became support. I would have marked it, waited there, and bought. In fact, if you had bought this market yesterday, you wouldn't have been wrong, because market got there on H4 yesterday. I think 3 p.m. candle that closed yesterday, the 4-hour 3 p.m. candle. Anybody would have bought that market. And for those of you that have learned candlestick, this is what, who can tell me what this candle pattern is? This is not for Mr. Jide, don't worry.
Pimba.
Pimba, thank you. Confirmation for a buy. That's what I thought you guys said yesterday, this Pimba. If you had seen this candle, I told you can be aggressive or you wait for a short retest. If you see that week came lower for a retest, anybody would have bought. So if you had bought between here and here, what happened? You would have made profit. That's if you were following daily. But personally, if you had started from H4, like I told you, you would have entered earlier before daily yesterday closed, and you would have made more profits. Let me change it to H4. The H4 candle that called for this buy, can any let me know if you're seeing a buy pattern. Oh yeah, all the people that I thought candlestick. Are you seeing any buy confirmation there on that zone?
Yes.
The morning star.
How you- Morning star. Who said morning star? Who said it now? Say it now with confidence.
Me. Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
O, is it Mr. O?
Yes.
God bless you. That was the morning star pattern. The rest of you that did not see it, I don't know, but I've taught you. This is it. You were waiting in an area for a buy, and I told you you can always take any buy pattern. Sometimes it will not give you engulfing. See, 3 candle pattern. This 3 candle was a morning star. It was a buy signal. Even if you missed that 3 candle, you saw a doji first, followed by another buy candle. Do you get? All of that was enough for anybody to join the buy. So you would have joined earlier here. Imagine if you had followed this morning star pattern, you'd have had a lower entry. You'd have been buying since yesterday till up to this point. You would have probably made about 80 pips in profits. Do you get? So the goal is start from daily, look for the last, if it's an uptrend, look for the last major resistance that became support. And for the purpose of Mr. Jide, what's the resistance that became support? We know resistance is anywhere market sold. So like I taught you to mark an uptrend and connect the trend line, you would have simply marked it out. And that's the zone you'll be waiting to buy. Let's look for another example. Okay, good. What trend is this? Now, I don't know if Mr. J, are you still interested? Is your attention I need? I'm going to ask everybody a question now. I'll see those who are going to fail it and those who are going to get it. What trend are we looking at, everyone?
The uptrending market.
It's an option.
Okay, good. So once I look at an uptrend, I could drag the trend line first, right? But if you know you're not good at knowing whether a trend line has broken or not, always drag your trend line first. But meaning I can tell whether it broke or not. I know it did not break. So this is what I was meant to do. I'll mark out all the buy zones, is it not? And then try to connect. So let me see. I'm seeing a small support here. Okay, let me ask you. Let me not go back. Where are you going to join this buy? Benedicta, are you at home now? Put it on the chat box. Where are you going to join this buy? You're at home now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so which of these zones I marked out are you supposed to buy from?
SM 0.70095.
Okay, good. So hope you are not going to tell me next time I'm going to be buying from that 715. I'll be waiting for market to break. If you wait tire. Do you understand? Look at the first time market got here to this zone, this candle. You know, I'm on daily. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. So imagine someone that was waiting for it to break in 6 days. They will not trade. They'll think it will break. It not break. What if it gets here now and still turn back? Do you get? Never wait for what will happen. Trade based on what has happened in the past. That's how you make trading decisions. So this zone was the last major resistance on daily that became support. That is, market broke out of this resistance. That was where I would have been waiting to buy. And if you see yesterday, what happened? The market got into the zone yesterday and gave us a confirmation candle. So, Mr. Jide, you don't bother yourself about confirmation candle. When we get to candle patterns, you understand. But the goal is understand the zones first. Benedicta, what candle pattern is this? That red that has a long pin bar, yes. It will fly as a pin bar. Or which other pattern looks like that again? Who can answer? The bullish
Morning
doji
star.
is not Morning Star. Morning Star has not closed. It's only when that
Okay.
blue closes that is Morning Star.
Okay.
This that red candle is what I'm talking about. That looks like a bullish doji. Have you people forgotten?
Yes.
doji that looks like
Those are
letter.
a top. Yes.
Good. That was
Yes.
the buy signal. So, but the point was you were meant to identify that zone. Go on H4 immediately, right? And then see the confirmation candle on H4. Now, who can tell me this is the confirmation candle? What pattern is this? God will catch some people today. No. Lawyer Kule, what pattern is this? This was it here. This was the H4 candle.
Timber.
Correct. So immediately this closed, you had your entry signal. Anybody, you could have entered for the buy. Imagine entering around 702. Market is at 708. 60 pips. Your money sharp. You get out of the market. Enter 3 position. 50, even if it's 50 pips, 150 pips. If you use 0.05, carry 150
Timber.
and you left that market. So that's how to trade. Go on the
The
daily.
timber.
Always look for the last major zone on daily. So let me use another example. Let's see if we
What
can
is
find
it?
a downtrend. I don't want to confuse
Hello?
with this. That one has broken out of the daily trend. Ogami, today are you still on the road?
I think I'm following carefully.
I didn't hear you.
I said I was following very carefully and just interestingly.
Oh, okay, good. So now let me give us an example of a downtrend. Remember, we always want to sell around a resistance, remember, or support that became resistance. Those are the 3 places. So what I would do first of all, as I've opened those markets, I noticed that, oh, this market has been heading down. In fact, it's even ranging towards this downside. Who noticed that range?
Yeah.
Did anybody notice that it's ranging? It's moving to the side, right? That's what this market is doing right now. So anytime market is ranging, it's always risky. Remember, I told you if it's ranging, it can break up or break down. If it breaks to the downside, this downtrend will continue. But if it suddenly breaks up, we might have a reversal, possible reversal anytime soon.
What was the
But
question? My network took me out.
network took you out. Did I ask you any question? No, I've not asked. I want to do an example of a downtrend. Right? So in this downtrend, if anybody wanted to join, let me ask you, where would you sell based on how I thought us? I should read it too bad. I say I always start from daily time frame. Now we're on daily. So where would you sell from, ladies and gentlemen?
0.9352.
29. Some people will have him give him base. It started with 0.93. Somebody now give you base. I don't understand.
0.9352. That's what I said.
29. Okay, good. Now this market is a unique one, right? Why is it a unique one? That would have been a very good place to sell. You are correct, right? You are correct. But I also want you to observe something. The class I'm taking today, I hope I'm not confusing Ogajide. Notice that the upper part where the market broke out from, it has not retested. Who noticed? That 908 area. Eh?
Yeah.
Good. Anytime market has a past area, it has not retested. I've taught you before in your sets that always expect that one day is going to come there. And I won't be shocked. This market will soon end there soon. But based on how the market has been going, 93529 area is the best place to sell. That was the major resistance that was the last major support that became resistance. But always have your stop loss because this one never retests. The one at the top has not retested, right? So But you are correct based on what the market is presently doing. And that same zone you mentioned was where market got to yesterday. Let me adjust the zone very well. Got there and then he brought out that sell, long red sell candle you're seeing for yesterday. That was the zone. So if you had marked that zone yesterday, you wait on that daily candle. You know, when you're on a daily time, it's like saying that candle will take 1 day to close. So if you're waiting on that 1 day candle to close, what it means is throughout that day, you are not trading until the next day. But what I want to do is you mark out that zone on daily. Once you've identified that, okay, this is where I'm supposed to join the sell, you will now change your time frame to H4, 4 hours. So this is the zone up here. You will now, once you've changed it to 4 hours, you will now be waiting for a candle that tells you sell in that zone. Once you see the candle, you would start for a sell. So I want to ask anybody here now that I've taught candlestick, what candle pattern came into that 928, 930 area, that zone I marked? What was the sell candle pattern you saw?
Bearish engulfing.
Bearish engulfing. Okay. Any other person? Lawyer Kule, what candle pattern?
Which candle and which zone are you talking about? I was looking for it. I didn't see it.
Did you know this 931, 928 we marked? You were not in class.
Okay, this 931 92. Okay.
928. It's sell candle that the last candle that came out of there.
Yeah.
Candle, as in the last candle you're seeing there. But the area I'm talking about. What candle pattern did you see there?
Bearish engulfing candle.
Anybody with another opinion? You just stop engulfing because I said it. I need to look very what pattern you seen in that.
Pin.
Also looks like an evening star. Considering the three candle formation, the blue candle, the blue that looks like an is it dodgy or hammer? Then the
Is that we talking sure? Okay, Mr. Tade, you were saying something.
So I said, I can't see your screen anymore. Stop sharing.
I'm going to share now. That was the word.
So I'm saying, aside from it, if we are considering the two
two candles, thank you.
various candles, it also looks like an evening star. The blue candle, the
evening star, evening star. What's the evening star? No. Okay. I get your point. It looks like an evening star one, yes. But this is a pin bar too, in case you people don't know. That blue candle that has long wick, that's a bearish pin bar.
But I said pin bar.
Who said pin bar? Who?
I'm the one that said pin bar before. You just I just closed that.
So this blue one, like I told people that whether it's blue color, I still emphasize this in class yesterday that pin bar is not about the blue or red. It's the long wick on top that matters. So first time this was a sell signal, but by the time this happened, this even made it more clear. So if you were unsure of this, the moment this closed, this now engulfed. Do you get? So Mr. Oye was correct. Everybody would have sold, but our focus today is not on the candles. So far, our focus first is identifying that zone we are going to sell, and then knowing the time frame we will now go. So either go and sell or buy. So if I'm supposed to do like a recap now, what I expect anybody is anytime you open your chart, establish, is it an uptrend or a downtrend or a ranging market? If it's an uptrend, go on that daily. Where is the last major resistance that became support? That's where you want to buy, except there is a lower trend line close to that zone. So if that lower trend line is a little bit below that zone, then I'll be buying on the lower trend line. That's why I said anywhere you are buying, once you marked out the zone, ask yourself again, this zone that I marked out, is it a support area where we are supposed to buy, or is it falling on a lower trend line, another area where we are supposed to buy, or is it also a swing point, meaning a resistance that became support? If you cannot establish one of those three, then that place is not good for your buy. Am I making sense? If you see two, sometimes you come across two zones. If you see two zones, one at the top, one below, you should go for the one below. Why? Because if you go to the market and they give you two prices to buy, if somebody says pay 100 naira, you want to buy, pay 80 and buy, which one would you pay for? Isn't it 80?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Because 80 is cheaper. So anytime you want to buy and you are seeing two zones, don't come and ask me, Coach D, Arinze, that is you. Arinze will come and ask me, Coach D, I'm seeing it at the top. I'm seeing another one below. I don't understand. You are not supposed to buy at the top. You're supposed to buy low. So always go for that low one. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's the rule. Start from daily. Once you've seen the zone, I'm still waiting for the sell that will happen in this zone, because this market has not really retested this zone. It needs to really retest, and I have a feeling it's going to come. One news will spark it up now. So if I were you, I will still go and set a pending order around there, so that the day that news will spark, by the time you open your MT4, you just see that you're in profits. I'm talking to advanced students. This zone around here, if I were you, I'll put a pending order for a sell, so that when it activates and I'm not there, but ensure you put your stop loss. So I'll put a pending order and I put my TP probably around there. This would be a good point of TP. Or if you want to be greedy, you can follow it all the way down. But that market is still coming there. Trust me, still coming there to sell. So do we understand now? That's how to trade. Let me give you another example. Ogajide? Ogajide, are you in? I want the screen.
Sorry? Are you still on?
Yes.
No, sorry, that was a call interrupted. So Ogajide, what I want you to do, because you are the one I hearing wants to understand this thing, is your sets, not all those advanced sets. I want you to hello.
Yes, I'm here.
I hear you.
Okay. So Ogami, share your screen. You are going to be the one to practicalize it for us. Okay, so go to, no, we're going to use a different trend. Let's check out, let's see. Go on your currency pair list. Go on your currency pair list. We're going to select another currency. Check out Euro JPY.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Let's check EURGPY. EURGPY. This kind of market is confusing. This is daily, right? So let's see. Zoom in a bit so we can see the overview of the market, whether it's really ranging or trending up. Reduce the size of the candles by, as if you want to use your hand and zoom in. Yeah, good. Wait. I want to establish the trend. So who can tell me, is this market trending up, trending down, ranging, or is it choppy? Which one? Okay, today, you think it's trending up, trending down, or is moving sideways?
Well, it's more to the end, more like a ranging pattern,
Market.
but it's to me like a choppy market, really.
Good. It's a choppy market. Even to me, it's a choppy because why? Choppy market has no clear boundaries, right? You can't tell whether it's this one now. It's hard to tell whether it's going up, going down, or even if we're going to say it's ranging, a range has to have clear boundary. This one, there's no clear support and resistance. So it's choppy. So I personally, if I were you, anytime you come across this kind of market, ignore it. Don't trade it. Because choppy market, remember I told you the best way to trade a choppy market, ignore. If not, it will make you doubt your trading strategy and then you lose money. So thank you. We are not analyzing this market again. Let's go to another one. Hope you're seeing, guys. Hope you're seeing how I'm analyzing. So that's why you don't have to trade everything. Anything that is looking confusing, just leave. Go to another one. Let's see. Trend for ADCHF. Let's check ADCHF. Another really looking market. So, okay, what do you think this market is doing?
Well, it's trending up actually.
It's trending up at the moment, right? Nice one.
Yes.
Okay, so what we want to do now is let's mark out those support areas, like we mentioned, where the impulsive move started. I should be able to see.
Want me to do that?
Yes. So put horizontal line like we did in the last class. Yes. Yeah, yes. Key there. Double it again. Okay, that's fine. One. And there is one at the bottom, at the very bottom where that buy came from.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Okay, can you see another one?
Yeah.
At the top. That means more we no, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You have passed. So. Okay, pick so now no, you've picked something else. Go back. Double that last line. Plus. Now connect Good. Let the blue candle be sitting on it. Shift that line, that upper one, shift it down small. Let that blue candle be sitting on it. Okay, let's just work with it. Shift it down. It's okay there. Good. So now, because we established that part to be an uptrend, let's connect a trend line passing through those zones you marked. You can touch at least two. Adjust the trend line towards the bottom.
I don't know whether it's my.
The thing is, you would have started from that last one. It would have been easier.
What
than
is that one?
Yes, when you are dragging a
Okay.
trend, drag it from bottom to top. If you start from the top, it will be hard adjusting. Okay, but let's leave that trend line. Remove that trend line. Just skip. You've already marked out the zone. That's what I wanted to see. Press the trend line down to delete it. Press that trend line.
Down.
If you see something like it does win at the top of your screen, I'm seeing this zone is
Okay.
using microphone, so I can't see if that dustbin is coming out or not.
Okay. Can see it now.
So delete trend line. Press the trend line again.
Hold on.
It has all dustbin. When the dustbin is when you click on
coming
the
up. It's not actually coming up.
once. No. Press the trend line. Press that trend line. Hold it.
Okay.
Now click on that dustbin icon. Good. Now put your screen horizontally. So you marked out 3 zones, right? That upper one was actually the last major resistance that became support. Hope you know, sir. Is the resistance before the market started buying from. That's where it broke out from, came to retest. That would have been the area where we are supposed to buy. That where you put that 0.64495. So the moment you mark out, if you had actually dragged that trend line very well, you also see that the trend line will most likely touch that same zone. So once you've seen that zone this daily, what you will now do, you will change your time to H4. 4 hours time frame. So that same line, you did not key that line. It can keep shifting. Anytime you mark out the zone, ensure it's fixed.
That's what I'm trying to do actually.
Select H4 now. Good. You can now drag an H4 trend line through it. Can you see that on H4, a buy started from that place? So that would have been the place to buy from. So maybe as at the time you marked out the zone, it was still that big red candle that was still coming there. You've not seen these buy candles. You would have been waiting to buy in that zone. So when we now go to candlesticks, you will start understanding, okay, which buy candle am I supposed to see before I now jump in the buy? But if you know how to identify the zone, you will be correct. In fact, if you even drag a trend line on this 4-hour time frame now, you will see that that same zone is also where your lower trend line is going to be touching. If you try and drag it, you also see that.
No.
Yes, drag one. Yes, drag your trend line.
So it should not be from here to here.
Drag it from the bottom. This 0629. Drag your trend line from that 0629 zone that you marked out, that it buy started from. Good. Drag towards drag it past the candles. No worry, you getting it. At least it's your first time. But seeing what you drag, I know you are correct already. Don't worry. I know this is the first time you are practicing. So what you need is just more practicing with that trend line. If you want to adjust the trend line, you see those black dots. That's how to drag it. Good. Can you see now that 2 times those buy candles went up from that trend line? And that trend line, where that buy started, it also passed through the same last zone you marked out. So it's like saying that resistance that became support was a buy area, and another confirmation was the fact that it was also around your lower trend line. Remember the example I gave you all that. If you want to come to my place for the first time and you've never been there, if you ask one person and the second person and they are both saying the same thing, there's high probability that you'll be right. So the same way the trend line, lower trend line, told you to buy at that area, then the resistance that became support, I mean, that place is also a swing point, was a good point to buy. So now everybody on this call, if after today you still don't know how to enter trend, except for the Ogajide, this is his own first time, but any other person that's still not getting this, then you are seriously not ready. So what you should go and start doing now is more of practice. Start going on the charts before you forget. Oh, they say daily zone. Let me look for daily areas where I'm going to join. If it's an uptrend or a downtrend, let me now go on H4. Mark it out. When you mark out, 2 things you can do. Wait for a confirmation candle or set a pending order there. Go and take it on your demo account so that the day it activates, it plays out. It gives you confidence that, yes, I analyzed this thing and it went the way I predicted. But if you don't do it, you won't know. It will just sound theoretically. Do you understand? So that's what I need everybody to start doing. Mark out, go and start looking at the charts. Just play around. Mark out zones. If you mark out a trend, if you're not sure, come and meet me. Coach D, I just marked out this daily area, and this is the trend on H4. What do you think? I'll tell you what I think. But if you don't do it, and one day you come and draw rubbish trend for me, God, it is a. You people know my reply now. My responses are terrible. The people that used to do that, you know yourself. So, any question on how to enter trend area? Is it clear?
Sorry,
Okay,
coach.
thank you. Stop sharing your screen. Okay, who has a question? Who has a question? Somebody said, sorry, coach. Oh, yeah, ask now.
Actually, it's me actually. So I was going to ask. You gave us 2 points on where
Okay.
to. You said if you first go to the daily time frame, and then we
Yes.
compare is an uptrend. You look for the last resistance that became a support.
But
I say
yeah,
it's most likely that the market has not been tested. Then you gave
yes,
a second said once you have established that daily support area, change to H4 and wait for a confirmation candle
yes.
that asks you on that same
Same zone.
on that same zone.
And from what you showed us, you marked out that daily first before we went to H4. That daily zone you marked out was the price there. It was the same place we'll buy when we go on H4. Do you understand? That's what I mean by English. That zone, anytime you are now on H4, if an H4 candle now close in that same zone you saw on daily, that tells you buy. You must have changed your timing to 4 hours. You are no longer on daily. The same way you change your chart from that daily to H4. So once you are now on H4, that same place you marked out on daily is also the same place you are waiting on H4. The only difference is you are just waiting for a candle on H4 that will tell you buy in that same zone. Do you understand? You are not meant to start from H4. What some people will do is they'll go and open H4 charts and look for a zone and say they are waiting. That's very wrong, because an H4 area is different from a daily zone. H4 markets can still break. What do I mean that market can still break? If you paid attention to GBP USD, AED USD, it broke out of H4 trend line. I'm talking to the advanced student now, Mr. Oye. There was a pullback I traded that you came to ask. If you had drawn the H4 line, market broke out of H4 trend line. But I've taught you people that when market breaks H4, we don't have a reversal until it breaks daily. So when it broke H4, it was just coming to a daily area to retest. And that was why, if you notice, after that sell, that happened yesterday. When market got to the daily area, it fell back.
But
We had a buy condition. Some people that thought they were going to sell and they were data jumping in sell, the markets will catch them and then they will be lost. Do you understand? So that's why anything you want to do, start from daily. H4, H1, those ones, they will deceive you and fake you out. So am I very clear? So let's write, the first things we wrote was for conditions for how to enter an uptrend. So let's write the one for a downtrend now. So can I go on? Even if you say I should not go on, may I go on? Okay, so how to enter a downtrend. How to enter a downtrend. Number one, go on the daily time frame. At least daily. You know, I was expecting someone who asked me that. This one I'm saying at least daily. Are you also supposed to check someone else? Now let me tell you, know that when you start driving, learning how to drive a car for the first time, the driver will keep telling you maintain speed 40, speed 60. Is it not? Maintain speed 60 to 80. But does it mean that is where life stops? No, is it not? Even the more you go better, they'll tell you, oh, no, don't pass 100 when you're speeding, let that be your speed limits. But somebody who has been driving for a long time would be driving at 120, 140. Do you understand? They will even be going, but you, because you are still totally new to driving, that your own border now will be like, even if I'm speeding, for you that you just started learning, you think speed 100, you are over speeding. Meanwhile, someone who has been driving for a long time will be playing around 120 to him is actually playing. So when I tell you do daily, what I actually do is, as the more you are progressing, there are some things they don't need to tell you. You can figure it out. For now, Mr. Jide is still daily. But for some of you here, I'm expecting that before you even start trading, the likes of Mr. Oye, Arinze, start checking weekly. There's nothing bad if you start checking weekly before you go to daily. Because if you are checked weekly, look at this chart that I used him to do an example right now, that he did the daily. If you had checked the weekly, anybody would have seen that weekly, the market broke out with what looked like an engulfing candle for a buy on weekly and broke out of the trend. So I would have expected, anybody would have expected, let me show you what I'm saying so you get what I'm saying. I don't want to lose you. When you start seeing my screen, let me know. Mr. Jide, you can just pick one or two things from this, but don't let it confuse you. If you don't understand, don't, just stick to the one you learned today. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, can you all see my screen now? Can you see my
Yes.
screen? Let me know if you can see. Good. Mr. Oye and any other person here, can you see on weekly? Can you say that we're previously on a downtrend? True or false? But the market broke out of that downtrend. Who saw it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So if you were not sure whether it broke out, it's simple. Just mark out the cells, drag your downtrend. You'll see that the market is outside of your cell
outside
area.
the trend.
Good. Not just outside the trend. And I told you that whenever market closes outside the trend, it has to close above the next zone. Who remembered? In a
Yes.
trend. Good. So in this case, this market not only closed outside of a weekly trend, this buy is going to be a long buy. Switch one. It's just that me, I don't like all these stupid currency bets. The market closed outside of this trend and then went ahead. See this long candle. It closed above this resistance area. By the close of this big candle above this next resistance, confirm that we are going to have an uptrend. So what this sell simply came to do was a retest of where this buy came out of. Can you see? If I'd seen this on a weekly time frame, I would know that, oh boy, Once I start buying, I'm going to buy this market till it gets to 670 area. And that's a very long, more than 300 pips buy. So by the time I now go on daily, these are already confirmed for me. Do you understand? By the time I now go on daily has already started forming that uptrend. Did you see? That was what Mr. Jide was trying to show us that time, but he was still trying to adjust the trend line. You all get, right? You get the point now. So by the time I came, because I'd seen on daily gave me a very, weekly gave me a very strong confirmation. Do you get? So I won't, even if I see this sell, this would have confused some people now. This sell that they saw and they're like, this market is selling, blah, blah, it's going to break. Shaking, because I've seen it on a bigger time frame. What would happen in a week is going to be makeup. A week will make up of plenty days. Do you get? So by the time I now see this zone on daily, this resistance, all I needed to go is to go on H4. H4, wait for a candle that now tells me buy. So this same zone, a candle already said buy. In fact, there might still be another opportunity for a retest. If it wicks down again, I'll get in. But what I always tell people is, it started from 645. It's still at 647. It's not a bad area to enter. Except once wait for that 645 again in case it comes there. But if it doesn't come there, just look for a short area you can join. So 645, 647 is still a good area to buy because we've seen that it's still going way high. If you want to know where it's going to stop, you saw that zone when I went to daily. So if it breaks here, where is the next place it's going to stop? You can drag your upper trend line to know where it's going to stop. That way you have your TP. And for people who are going to ask me, where is the stop loss? Where should I put my stop loss if I enter for a buy? It's simple. Why are you buying? Because this was a support area. Meaning anything that makes the market close below your support area is no longer buying. So your stop loss will just be below that zone, right? Your TP could now break from market structure. You have to take TP1. This is the next zone at the top, right? Always look to your left. After this zone, there's this zone. After this zone, there's going to be another one. If you change to daily, you always see to the left. That's how to trade. It's not hard. I hope that also helped in shedding more light. So let's continue from what we're writing for the downtrend. So on the downtrend, to Mr. Oye, Mr. Jide, just write, go to the daily time frame. Start from the daily time frame. Start from the daily time frame. Once market is to be a downtrend. Once market is confirmed to be a downtrend, look for the last support that became a resistance. Look for the last major support that became a resistance. Look for the last support that became a resistance zone. In other words, that means you're looking for a swing point. Because the swing point in the downtrend, I told you, is a support that became a resistance. Once you've seen the last one that the market broke out from, the major one, just wait there. That's your zone. Meaning just mark out that zone. Note the price. Look for it. Once you've marked it out, go to the H4 time zone. Go to H4 and wait to sell. Go to H4 and wait to sell in that same zone. In that same zone. Once you see a confirmation candle. Once you see a confirmation candle. Stop. So let me explain that. You see, I always tell people there are two ways to be a trader. You can either be the aggressive trader or the conservative trader. Aggressive means you are waiting at that zone. The moment market gets to that zone, you were not waiting for confirmation for sellers to take over. You just jump in the sell. Now, the advantage of doing that is that you will have a better entry than most people. But it's risky. Why is it risky? Because what if you jump in that sell our market was not ready to sell. Instead, for one reason or the other, buyers got stronger and they broke through that resistance. You'll be at loss. Is it not? If that happens. But if that did not happen and the market later sold, you'll be the luckiest because you would have been making money while the other people are still waiting for confirmation. So by the time confirmation candle closes, they will enter. You got the highest price. You will have more profits. But for people who are conservative, who always wait for confirmation candle, yes, you might not have the best entry, but trust me, you would always have 90% win rate than that person aggressive. Now, what you want over the long run is not who entered first. It's always who ends up being more profitable. If I'm going to pick 10 trades, I don't mind losing 3, but my 7 must be so profitable that it beats the losses on 3. That is how you're going to stay long in this market. But if you're always jumping in before the money comes in, how will you know when the money is in the market? It's simple. The candle, the momentum, the candles you are waiting for will let you know whether the banks are ready. So each time you are aggressive, just know that you are going ahead of the big boys to go and take position. So anything can happen. Always have it at the back of your mind. So, but if you were aggressive and it went your way, it's better so that when the confirmation candle closes, you can now add more position. So let's say that time you were aggressive, you've not seen confirmation, you entered only maybe one sell. The market came into that your zone, you marked out. You can enter just one position, sell AUD USD, you sell. By the time confirmation candle closes and you are now double sure, that one would have been in profit. You can now load 2 more positions on sell again. Do you understand? I do that too sometimes. You get, anybody can do that. But I'm also telling you the risk also attached and the reward attached. You will now decide whether you want to be aggressive or you want to be conservative. So, is there anybody on this call who still does not understand how to enter a trending? If it makes sense, please put some sense on the chat box. Type sense if you understood. Type sense if you understood how to enter for a buy or a sell in either an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, good. So Benedicta, what I expect from you now, going forward, everybody on this call, because we are in a trending market, and most of the time what we trade is trending market. Don't wait for me to come and tell you, oh yeah, go and analyze this. No, start. At least give yourself the target that every week I must analyze at least 3 charts. Trust me, the more you practice, the more you get better. Like I told people on class yesterday, if you go and learn how to drive a car and you don't practice, go and ask anybody, you are going to forget how to drive. It's not a course. It's one thing they show you where to press handbrake, when to apply, whatever. You will just discover that you've forgotten everything because theory is not the same thing as experience. Do you understand? So it's important. So any other question before we call it a day? No question, right? So, okay, in the absence of no question, this is the assignment. Everybody go to Gold, XAU USD, Gold, check out NZD USD, and tell me the zone you're going to join that market for, either a buy or a sell. That's the assignment. Go to Gold and NZD USD. Tell me where you're going to join for, either a buy or a sell. Meanwhile, the people that were paying attention, I actually showed you what markets you can trade this week. This week is NFP, so stay off majority of the I showed us a setup, right? That setup Mr. Jide used as example. If I were you, I would go and look for a support to join that market and buy. I think it was AUDCH. So you go again and withdraw your trade to join the buy. AUDCH, yes. Ogajide,
Can we-
only demonstrate, but don't go and trade it on your life. This week, you don't know for a beginner. Because there is NFP, there is what we call NFP news. And that NFP weekend, market can be unstable. It can turn your buy to sell. So don't. So even anyone trading, do low risk, right? Do low risk this period and ensure your stop loss is always sitting tight. So thank you. We'll meet again on Friday.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Meanwhile, the other people,
Thank you.
we'll meet
Have an
tomorrow.
amazing
Bye.
day.
Yeah, and you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.